Some women don't chase. They don't explain. They don't fight to be understood. And yet, they are never forgotten. When silence replaces effort, something ancient begins to stir beneath the surface of a man's mind. Not in his conscious thoughts, but deeper, where ego loosens its grip and the shadow starts to speak. In Jungian psychology, the shadow is everything a man refuses to see about himself. His fear of abandonment, his hunger for validation, his unclaimed vulnerability. When a woman goes silent, not out of manipulation, but out of self-respect, she stops, feeding the ego, and starts confronting the shadow. And the shadow does not respond calmly. She is not loud. She is not dramatic. She simply withdraws her emotional presence. And in doing so, she becomes an archetype, the woman who no longer performs for approval. At first, his conscious mind barely reacts. The ego tells itself stories. She is busy. She will come back. This distance is temporary. The masculine psyche is skilled at denial. But silence has a way of slipping past logic. It seeps into the unconscious where certainty dissolves. In that quiet space, the first shift occurs. The shadow feels confusion, not mild curiosity, but destabilizing uncertainty. The familiar pattern is broken. No reassurance arrives. No emotional labor fills the gap. And the nervous system, accustomed to regulation through her attention, begins to search for what is missing. Trauma psychology explains this moment clearly. The body reacts before the mind understands. Anxiety appears without a clear cause. Sleep becomes shallow. Focus drifts. What changed was not her behavior alone. What changed was his access to emotional grounding. As days pass, projection begins. Jung described projection as the psyche's attempt to externalize what it cannot integrate. His shadow starts painting her with imagined meanings: cold, cruel, manipulative, powerful, desirable, dangerous. The mind oscillates because the shadow cannot decide whether to punish her or crave her. Silence becomes a mirror, and mirrors are unforgiving. The second turning point arrives when desire intensifies instead of fading. This confuses him most. The ego expected distance to kill attraction, but attraction is not fed by availability. It is fed by polarity and mystery. When she withdraws, she stops being an object of certainty and becomes a symbol of the anima, the inner feminine, image that represents feeling, intuition, and depth. He does not miss conversations. He misses the way she made him feel seen without demanding he explain himself. And now, without her presence, those unprocessed emotions have nowhere to go. Stoic philosophy speaks of this as dependence on externals. When emotional stability is outsourced, loss becomes suffering. Her silence removes the external regulator, forcing the psyche to confront its own imbalance. The shadow resists this confrontation. It wants relief, not growth. So restlessness sets in.